Councilmember McCoy.
Mr. Mayor, I rise in support of the policies our council has previously adopted. And I quote, proclamations are not statements of policy, but are a means by which the city can recognize an event, group, or individual, end quote. Recent proclamations are in direct conflict with our policies because it is not a statement by which the city can recognize an event, group, or individual. Additionally, 21A sub II states proclamations can be issued at the discretion of the mayor and may be for organizations, individuals, or businesses within or outside battlegrounds jurisdictions, end quote. To be clear, no one on this council is pro-political violence. No one is pro-uncontrolled borders, and no one is protesting married families, contrary to accusations myself and Councilmember Kuipers have received. In this case, there is not a pro-ICE chapter of Clark County. There's not an anti-Antifa book club, nor to my knowledge is there a nuclear family support group of Battleground. Were there any active groups, your proclamations might have a basis in this meeting if you so desired to read them. However, instead of promoting groups, events, or individuals who have a positive impact on our community as a whole, the recent proclamations, including the one tonight, have resulted in untold stress and extra work forced upon our staff and police, and a dereliction of our paramount duty to focus on roads, parks, police, and other essential services, notwithstanding the cost of staff time and city services directly related to these proclamations, currently totaling in the thousands. The issue with these proclamations is that our mayor is making public policy statements through these proclamations, policy statements that are and should be subject to a vote of the entire council rather than dictated from just one person. For these reasons, I will be moving to amend the governance manual to make clear that proclamations are limited to their true intent and spirit and eliminate the potential use of proclamations to state policies, especially policies that are best left in the political realm. Therefore, I move to instruct staff to draft a resolution to amend Chapter 21 of the governance manual to eliminate the following in subsection I sub I, as well as the right to make exceptions to these guidelines and procedures. Right now, under current rules, this council is allowing policy proclamations. I would hope this council takes its policymaking decisions seriously and returns that power to the duly elected council and not one person.
All right. Councilmember.
Is there a second?
Second.
Oh, yep. Sorry, there was a motion. Yeah. Okay, we have a motion. Can you restate your motion, please, Councilmember McCoy?
Instruct staff to draft a resolution to amend Chapter 21 of the governance manual to eliminate the following in subsection A sub I, as well as the right to make exception to these guidelines and procedures.
Okay.
It still gives the mayor the right to make proclamations. It still solely rests with the mayor. However, this one line allows carte blanche on every proclamation. Legal has been very clear that with this line in there, there are no guardrails on proclamations at all.
Yeah. And we have a second. All right, we have a motion and a second. Open to discussion. I will just clearly say that this is the same group, and not everybody. I'm not going to point names, but just 2 years ago, amended the governance manual to remove the ability to vote against a proclamation in a minority to overturn a proclamation because you didn't like it when it happened to you. So
This has nothing to do with that.
I would say it clearly does because you were one of the voting members that removed that rule.
This has nothing to do with that. What this line does is allows you to make policy statements. Our legal even agrees with that, and you can ask them.
No.
And this is different. This is not taking any proclamations away from you at all.
Oh, I understand what you're getting at.
It is not any of the ones that we say in there, it will be for something, for an event, group, or individual.
Yeah.
But because this line is in there, you don't have to follow our own rules because of that one line.
I would argue that every proclamation I've given has been for a group or individual.
I would be happy to have legal to weigh in.
Well, let's not cut.
I mean, if they haven't quit already.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I guess I'm not tracking Councilmember McCoy. Can you repeat to me the one line that's giving you heartburn so I can understand this better?
Just removing if we have chapter 21, it says kind of what I said earlier, proclamations are not statements of policy, proclamations are issues of discretion. And at the very end, it says the mayor has the right to make exceptions to these guidelines and procedures. So basically it just throws out everything above it.
Have we been doing that? Doing what? Making exceptions?
Yes, there have been proclamations that have been proffered that have policy statements in them. Yes.
Okay, so I'll weigh in. I've said this to every one of you on council at some point, except with the exception of Councilmember McCoy. I don't like proclamations. They're feel-good statements. I don't think they have business here. I will support any mayor of any temperature that's going to do it under the purview of the governance manual. I'm supporting the mayor now with his proclamations. I would support you to bring them up because those are under your purview if you're a mayor. But something that I brought up on the governance manual committee, and these two will attest to it, is I've been vocal that I just want to see proclamations go away. So I don't know that I can support your motion right now. I'm going to take a break for a second. Can I move to suspend the rules to extend the meeting past 10:30, please?
Second.
Sorry, not to interrupt the motion, but I figured we're running out of time.
Yeah, vote on it.
All right, I have
The
discussion
vote,
topics
I'm
here.
sorry.
No, you got to
Wait,
vote on the
Gotta vote.
suspending the rules.
To suspend.
Suspend
Vote
the
to
rules.
suspend.
Now
the
we have to
rules?
vote.
Yeah. Sorry, my apologies. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Rules are suspended. All right, back to our motion on the floor then. Do you have discussion points? I'm not, and do you?
Yeah, I have one discussion
Okay,
point.
Councilmember Bowman, go ahead.
So I've heard from a lot of people in the community over the last couple of weeks. It's amazing to me, and if we don't think it's a policy statement, it's amazing to me how many people think that piece of paper is a policy statement. Because there was no attack on nuclear families. But tonight, there was in half this room's eyes. And they thought that we gave them a piece of paper that I don't know what changed from last week to this week. So these pieces of paper, while we may think that they're not policy statements, they are policy statements. And when we go back to the comment that you made about, the minority voting, the entire history of our council, and I can give this because I've been here a while. I probably won't be here much longer because it disgusts me where we're at. And I know for some of you, that's what you would like. Because that's the only way you're getting me off this council is if I quit. So my issue is this. The mayor used to be able to make proclamations. Until these proclamations, I will tell you in the 15 years I've been here, the largest proclamation, and I told you this was Ben, making Ben the ambassador to the city of Battleground. There was no controversy of making Ben the ambassador to the city of Battleground. The mayor had the opportunity to do proclamations, and they were for specific groups. And they would come in and they'd ask for that proclamation. It wasn't until we had a council member that decided she did not want the mayor making a proclamation about LGBTQ and brought that up from the dais when Mr. Johnson was mayor. And Mr. Johnson, to challenge the mayor's proclamations. And so Mr. Johnson said, fine, let's put it in the governance manual that if 3 council members have an issue with it, then we won't do the proclamation. And that was never exercised until last year. when a minority pushed through not doing a proclamation that the mayor could do. So then it became political very quickly. We're not going to do them because of minorities. You know, if we can't do them for all, we've had legal counsel weigh in on this. Legal counsel has told us what their opinion was. And if you don't think so, go back and watch the meeting with Mr. Ellis telling us what his legal opinion was on this. And this is where, going back to Mr. Munson, it's disgusting to me that we think that this piece of paper means something, and it means absolutely nothing. And we've divided our community, and you know, people that live next to each other, and there are people that think that's a great thing to do. I don't think it's a great thing to do. I don't think there's anything Christian about that, to divide people. I think we should be finding common ground. We should be working towards common ground. And if this is what it's going to do, that we do away with it. But I will say this. I like the fact that it should state policy, that it's not just mayor can do whatever he wants. I think there's a few things that we need to change in our governance manual. I don't think the mayor should be able to change the public comment. It's not the mayor's meeting. It's our meeting. It's 7 of us meeting. So if we have public comment on one meeting that goes 3 minutes because it favors what we want, then all public comment should go 3 minutes, or it should be up to council. If we say 30 minutes, then it's 30 minutes. So that's another one I think. But I don't think, my issue is this. I agree with Mr. Munson. I would rather they go away. But I think that that's exactly what everyone else wants to play in, so that we get another room full of people saying, you're trying to take proclamations away from us because they're so worried about a piece of paper. And when I have police officers that live in this city that work in Portland saying, what the heck are you doing? Why would you ever kick a hornet's nest that you don't have to kick? Why would you ever want what we're dealing with in Portland, in Battleground, when we never had it? All it was political theater. This is similar to going back to Washington, D.C. and standing in the Capitol or in the Senate rotunda and watching the political theater that goes on there, making you think they're in the Capitol building and they're not in the Capitol building, or the speeches from the floor when there's no one there and they're speaking to a TV and there's no one there. This is exactly what we're doing in our city, and we've hurt a lot of people on both sides. And it's a shame that we're doing that. I would rather they go away so that we don't hurt anyone else, but I can tell you what this room will be full of. People saying, you're stopping the mayor from doing proclamations. When if we would have just stuck to what Mr. McCoy is talking about, we wouldn't have this issue. And I know some of you think this is a cross the hill you want to die on. This is a cross that you're bearing. You know, it's hard to convince people when they think God's putting them doing this. But I will tell you this, I know this, God is not a God of confusion. So God doesn't tell you one thing and me something different if it's right. But that's what we've done. And it's a shame that we've done it. I'm embarrassed to be a part of this. I'm embarrassed to watch this. We're 10:30 at night. We still got an executive session to go into. And this has been every single council meeting. And we haven't taken anything that this community has said they want us to do. We have not taken one thing that this community said they wanted us to do and done anything about it. We've taken all these people that most of them aren't even in our community. They're in the community. They don't live in this city.
Mayor, call the question.
All right. We have a call to question.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. We have called the question. We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Did you abstain? So I'm abstaining
because I lack the education to make a conscious choice on this, so.
Okay. So we have a tie vote, 3-3. So
Actually,
Question
Be a super mission.
needs to be a super.
usually an abstention is a vote in favor or a
No,
vote
no.
against. Sorry, it's late.
I know.
The clerk's
Trust me.
brains are getting very tired. So
Order, I
that
think we
is
just, I think we just voted on the call to question.
We did.
So there was an abstention on the call to question. Is that correct, Councilmember Munson?
That's correct.
So that is a vote in opposition.
Okay, so the
fails.
motion fails. Question fails.
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay, keep going,
You need
Shane.
5 to call.
Shane, would you like to finish your
Minute
comments?
speech.
I think I'm done. Because it's interesting that we want to call a question at 10:38 and shut people up, but we don't want to do anything else. We want to let this go and go and go. So it's a shame. It's a shame that this is where we've come as a council. Thank you.
All right.